Hello friends, this is Aarti Karnuke, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department at Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur, accredited with NAC A+ grade. Again, I welcome you all in the next lecture of Building Construction and Material. So, in this lecture, we are going to deal with the roofs. In the previous lecture, we had discussed about the floors and flooring. So, let's start with the today's lecture. So, as we know, the roof is the topmost portion of a building which protects the building and its inhabitants from the sun, rain, wind, and snow. Roofs are constructed keeping in the view the climatic condition of a place and the material available. The type of roof in a building also depends on the architectural consideration. So, after learning the roofs, we should able to explain the feature of good roofs, classify the different types of roof, and explain the advantages and disadvantages of each type. After that, they explain the technical terms associated with the roofs. So if we're talking about the features of a good roof, so a roof need to satisfy certain criteria in order to perform in the protective function. So it is considered good if it has the features like it should be structurally stable, it should provide the proper insulation against sound and heat, it should be fire resistant, it should be damp proof and leak proof, it should be durable. So these are the some good features which is always required while constructing the roof. So it may be defined as the uppermost part of the building provided as a structural covering to protect the building from the weather. So roof consists of a structural element which support roof is a roof covering. The roof covering may be AC sheet, GI sheet, wooden shingles, tiles, slab, and etc. So, what some there are some requirements of the roof. So, as we discuss about the good roof, it should be durable against the adverse effect of the various agencies such as wind, rain, sun, etc. It should grant a desirable insulation against sound and heat. It should be structurally stable and sound. It should be capable of taking the loads likely to come over it. It should be well drained. It should have an efficient waterproofing arrangement. So, roofs are various types depending on the climatic condition of a place and architectural consideration. They may be classified into three types: flat or pitch roof, or flat or terrace roof, pitch or sloping roof, folded plate, and the shell roof or curved roof as well. So, the flats roof, if we are talking in the brief, so flat roofs are used in the plain where the rainfall is low or to moderate. Pitch or sloping roofs are preferred in areas of a heavy rainfall. Folded plate and shelf roofs are used to cover the large column free areas such as auditorium, factories, and etc. Sometimes they are used due to the architectural consideration. So the different types of roof are considered for the different types of the location. So let us discuss one by one. So very first is the pitch roof or the sloping roof. So basically, a sloping roof are also known as the pitch roof. So these roofs are preferred in the areas of a heavy rain and the snowfall. They are also preferred in the structure with the large span like workshops, warehouse, auditoriums, and etc. The slope of roof varies from 10 degree to as such much of 45 to 60 degree. So, a sloping roof consists of a suitable supporting structure over the roof covering sheets like AC sheets, GI sheets, tiles, or slate are provided. So, these are the some form of the roofs like so. The pitch roof are broadly classified into the single, double, or truss roof. So basically, in the single roof, if you are talking about the single roof, these roof consist of only common rafters which are secured on the wall plate and the ridges. So these roofs are suitable if a span of the building is less. A single roof are the having the some types. So first type is the lean-to roof type. So basically, as you can see in the picture as well, in which the common rafters are supported uh, wall at the end and on the lower wall or on the post plate at the other end. So lean or to roof roof figure is also given in the further slide, so we will discuss there. So it is the simplest form of the pitch roof and it is also known as the pent roof. In this type of roof, one wall is carried up sufficiently higher than the other, give the necessary slope to the roof. Next is the gable roof. So this is the common type of sloping roof which slope in the two direction. The two slope meets at the ridge. So basically this is the ridge. Next is the gambrel roof. So these roof like a gable roof, a slope in two direction, but there is a break in each slope, as you can see in the figure. Basically this is the ridge area and this is the slope which are provided in the both directions. Then the hip roof. So this type of roof having a four sloping surface in the all the directions, as you can see. This is the hip edge, this is the hip ridge, and this is the slope triangle in the four direction. Next is the mansard roof. So this type of roof is like the hip roof, slope in the four direction, but each slope has a break, as you can see in the figure as well. Each slope, this is the ridge line and each slope has a break. Then next is the deck roof. So deck roof has a slope in the all four direction. So this is the deck portion, deck area, and the slope is in all the four direction like hip roof, but the plain surface is formed at the end. So if you are talking about the some technical terms which is used in connection with the sloping roof. So so these are the some basic element which is in the roof. First is the span. So the clear horizontal distance between the internal faces of walls or support is known as the clear span. So the horizontal distance between the center of the wall or support is the effective span. Next is the rise. So it is the vertical distance between the lowest and highest point of the sloping roof. Then pitch. So it is the inclination of the sloping roof is known as the pitch, expressed as the ratio of span rise to span or in the degrees. Thus a pitch of 1:2 means a rise of 1 unit in the horizontal distance of the 2 units. Then next is the pitch. So basically it is the apex line of a sloping roof. Then after that the pitch. So it is the inclination of sloping roof. Next is the eaves. So it is the lower edge of the sloping surface of a roof are known as the eaves. After that hip, it is the line formed by the intersection of two sloping surface where the exterior greater is angle is greater than 180 degree. Then valley. So it is the line formed by the intersection of two surfaces making the external angle less than 180 degree. In other words, it is the reverse of a hip. Then verge. The edge of a gable running between the eaves and ridge is known as the verge. Then after that common rafter. So the common rafter is the intermediate rafter which gives the support to the roof covering. Then principal rafter. So these are the inclined member of the truss. So This is the element of the roofs. This is the ridge, valley, hip, end, eaves, soffit, dormers, gable, flat roof. So the rafter, these are the pieces of wood which extend from the ridge to eaves. So rafters are the some types like common rafter, hip rafter, and jack rafter. So hip rafter is the sloping rafter that forms the hip of slope roof. They run from the ridge to the corners of the wall diagonally. Then next is the jack rafter. So any rafter which is shorter than common rafter is known as the jack rafter. Jack rafter run from hip or valley to the eaves. Then common rafter, so these are the rafter of the full length of the ridge to eave. After that, the battens. So battens, these are the thin sheet of wood that are fixed on the rafter. Tiles are directly supported on the battens. Next is the purlin. So these are the wooden or steel pieces that are placed horizontally on principal rafter. They are carry common rafter. Then clates. These are the small blocks of wood which are fixed on the trusses to prevent the sliding of the purlin. Then gable. So gable, it is the vertical triangle of the wall supporting a sloping roof which follows the slope of roof from ridge to eaves. So these are the picture of it. This is the ridge line, common rafter, principal rafter, purlins. This is the purlin. This is the battens, rise, span, eaves board. So, types of the pitch roof. So, there are some types of the pitch roof, as we already discussed in the previous slide, that the pitch roofs are broadly classified into single, double, and the truss roof. So, in the single roofs, it is deal with the lean-to roof, couple closed roof, collar beam roof, or collar tie roof. Then after that, the double or purlin roof. Then frame or truss roof. So frame or truss roof consists of the king post truss or roof truss, queen post roof truss, combination of king post and queen post truss, then mansard roof truss. So let us discuss it one by one. So these are the remaining types. So very first is the single roof. So basically these roofs consist of a commonly rafter which are secured on the wall plate and the ridge. These roofs are suitable if the span of the building is less. Single roofs are the some types which is given here, like lean-to roof, couple close roof, collar beam roof, and the collar tie roof. So let us discuss it one by one. So basically this is the diagram, metric representation of the lean roof. So basically um, the lean-to roof in which common rafter are supported on the rise wall at one end on the lower wall or on the post plate at the other end. They are commonly used for verandas, and this type of roof is suitable for the maximum span of 2.4 to 2.5 meter. So as you can see in the picture diagram also. So this is our veranda wall. This is our main wall, and this is a roof covering, and this is our eaves board. So next is the couple roof. So in figure. So in figure, as you can see, in this type of a pair of a common rafter slope upward from opposite wall. So and meet on the ridge piece at the upper end. This type of roof is suitable up to the maximum span of 3.5 meter. For larger span, wall may not sustain the horizontal thrust exerted on the common rafter. So, in this type of roof, the common rafters slope upward from the opposite walls and they meet on the ridge piece in the middle, as shown in the figure, as we already shown in the figure. So, it is the maximum span up to the 3.5 to 3.6 meter. Next is the couple close roof. So basically, this is the figure of the couple close roof. So in which the common rafter are connected by tie beam at their feet to reduce the thrust on the wall. This type of roof may be used for the maximum span of 4.5 meter. For larger span, the tie beam is likely to sag by providing a central vertical rod known as the king rod. This type of roof may also used for the larger span. As you can see, this is a tie beam and this is our walls. Next is the collar beam roof. So this is similar to the couple close roof, but with the tie beam at the higher level. The tie beam now called as the collar beam. It is usually provided at the 1/3 to the 1/2 of vertical height from the wall to ridge. These roofs are suitable for the span of 4 to 5.5 meter. So as you can see in the figure, it is similar to the couple close roof, but the beam at higher level. So in the close couple roof, we see this beam in this portion. After that, the double or the purlin roofs. So these roofs are also known as the purlin roofs. In case of the roofs with the span of more than 5.5 meter, common rafter become uneconomical. Purlin are provided to reduce the span of a common rafter so as to use a smaller section. So the purlin act as an intermediate support to the common rafter. So this is the typical figure of the double roof. As you can see, this is our purlins which we provided. This is our wall plate, collar beam. This is our ridge piece. This is a rafter and eaves board. Next is the frame or truss roof. So if a roof has a large span, a framework of a slender member known as the trusses is used to support sloping roof. A member of trusses may be placed lengthwise to get wall free longer halves. Purlins are provided over the trusses, which is turn support roof sheets. For span up to the 9 meter, wooden trusses may be used, but for the larger span, steel trusses are suitable. In case of wooden trusses, suitable carpentry joints are made to connect various member at the joints. Bolt and stab are also used in this case. So, but in case of the steel trusses, joints are made using the gusset plates and the bolts welding. Depending upon the span, trusses of the different shapes are used. The end of the trusses are support on the wall or the column. So this is our king post truss. So this type of truss, the central post known as the king post form support for the tie beam. The inclination of member known as the strut prevent the principal rafter from bending into the middle. A king post truss suitable for the roof span varying from 5 to 8 meter as shown in the figure. So this is the typical diagram of the king post truss, as you can see. So the king post span up to the 8 meter. So this is a tie beam, these are the strut, this is our king post, ridge, board, purlin, principal rafter, well plates. Next is the queen post truss. So basically this is the truss differ from the king post truss in having it two vertical member known as the queen post. The upper end of the queen post are kept in the position by mean of a horizontal member known as the straining beam. Additional purlin are supported on the queen post. A queen post truss is suitable for roof span varying 8 to 12 meter as shown in the figure. As you can see, this is the figure. This is the staining wall. This is our staining beam. This is our purlin plate. These are the strut, and this is our queen post. Stone temple, tie beam, ridge beam, purlin, ball plate. So you can see in the figure as well. So queen post span, it is the span up to the 10 meter. Then next is the mansard truss. So this is the combination of king post and the queen post trusses. A lower queen post and upper is the king post trusses. Use of the mansard trusses result in economy of the space, and room may be provided in the room as shown in the figure. As you can see in the figure. So it is the combination of queen post truss and the king post truss. So next is the steel trusses. As we know that the timber trusses were commonly used in the olden days when timber was cheap and the steel and its fabrication were costly. Steel trusses are commonly used today, so they have some advantages over the timber trusses. Steel is a fireproof and terminate proof. It can be fabricated in any shape. Steel trusses are stronger and durable. They can be easily built or to greater span. Speedy construction is possible. They are lightweight. So these are the some advantages of the steel trusses. So basically this is a diagram of the steel truss, compound frame truss and the bow frame truss. So span up to the 20 to 30 meter. Then composite truss. So basically this truss composed of a wooden members and the steel member resist tension. A composite truss is a light and economical as shown as you can see in the figure as well. Then a roof covering for pitch roof. So various types of covering material are available for the pitch roof. Their selection depends upon the climatic condition of a place, availability of material, then the fabrication facility and the building's owner budget. So commonly used pitch roof covering materials are the thatch, shingle, tile, slate, then AC sheets, then GI sheets. So the selection of materials also depend on the type of framework, initial cost, maintenance requirement, appearance, durability, availability, and the climate. So these are the materials which is used for the roof covering. So let us discuss it. So first is the thatch covering. So basically thatch is a roof covering made up of a straw, reeds or similar material. The thatch is soaked well in the water or fire resistant solution and packed bundles are laid. The thatch is soaked well in water or the fire resistant solution and the packed bundles are laid with the their butts end pointing towards the eaves. So the thickness of thatch covering varies from 150 to 300 mm. The bundles of thatch are tied with the ropes or a twins to supporting structure which consists of a round bamboo rafter space at 200 to 300 mm. Over these rafters, split bamboos are laid closely sprayed and the right angle. Reed thatch may be last 50 to 60 years, while straw thatch may last 20 to 25 years. Thatch raft roofing is suitable for small span. This is cheapest type of roof which does not require skilled labor for the construction. It is mainly for houses in the village. The main disadvantages of roofing is that it has a poor resistance of fire. It is a herbivorous rats and other insects as well. So basically this is the thatch covering. You can see this type of covering in the village as well. So these are some pictures of the thatch covering. You can see this type of covering. So next is the wood shingles. So basically wood shingles are the thin pieces of split or sawn wood. So their length varies from 300 to 400 mm, width 60 to 250 mm, and thickness from 10 mm at one end to 3 mm at other end. They are nailed to the supporting structure. They are commonly used in the hilly areas for low cost housing. They have a poor resistance to fire and terminate. So this is the some picture of the wood shingles. You can see this type of shingles in nowadays. Next is the tiles. So various clay tiles are manufactured in the different region of India. You can refer for this book building material. Definitely. So they serve as a good covering material for slow proof. Tiles are supported over a battens, which are in turn supported by rafter. Special shaped tiles are manufactured to be used for ridge, hills, and valleys. Allahabad tiles and the Mangalore tiles are excellent interlocal tiles. They are attractive in the appearance as well. So these are the following and types of generally used in the tiles: plain tiles, curved tiles, Italian or Allahabad tiles, interlocking tiles, and Spanish tile. So first is the plain tiles. So plain tiles are made of clay or a concrete. Through clay are commonly used nowadays. So plain or flat tiles are manufactured in the rectangular shape of size varying from 25 by 15 to 18 by 18 centimeter and thickness from 9 to 15 mm. So before laying the tile, common rafters are laid at 20 to 30 centimeter spacing. So these are the some pictures of the plain tiles. You can see this type of plain tiles used in the while constructing the bungalows as well. So next is the curve or pan tile. So basically pan tiles are 33 to 36 centimeter long and 22.5 to 25 centimeter wide and 12 to 19 mm thick. So they are flat longitudinally but are curved transversely to flat waves or S curves. So you can see this type of houses nowadays. Next is the Spanish tile. So these tiles are commonly used in the villages. These tiles are laid in the pair of under tiles and the over tiles. The under tiles are laid with the concave surface upward, while the over tiles are laid with the convex surface upward. So these are the some pictures of the Spanish tile. You can see this type of tile in the villages as well. After that, the Italian or the Allahabad tiles. So these tiles are also used in the pairs of flat broad bottom under tile which alternate with the convex covered over tile. So these are the some pictures of the Italian or the Allahabad tiles, as you can see in the figure as well. Then the interlocking tiles. So these tiles are available with the patent locking device, the object of which is prevent their dislodgement even in the most exposed condition. So these are this picture of the interlocking tiles. You can see this type of tiles as well. Next is the AC sheets. So these sheets are manufactured from the AC fiber and Portland cement. So basically, it is the material which consists of 15% of asbestos fibers evenly distributed and pressed with the cement. AC sheets are manufactured in the insufficient large sizes. The width of AC sheets varies from 1 to 1.2 meter, length from 1.75 to 3 meter. To get a good strength with the lace thickness, the sheets are manufactured with the corrugation or with Trafford. They are fixed to the purlin using J bolts. This type of roofing is both economical and waterproof as well. However, it has a poor thermal resistance. AC sheets are commonly used as a covering material in warehouse, godowns, and large halls. In auditorium, false ceiling is also provided to the provide this thermal resistance. So these are the some point which we have to taken care while fixing the AC shades, as we discussed that the end lab and the side lab should be properly maintained. General end lab is the 15 centimeter, but this can be varied to suit purlin spacing. Purlin spacing and the length of the sheet should be properly checked before laying. The holes for mixing accessories should be drilled to in the crown of the corrugations. The diameter of holes should be 3 greater than the diameter of the fixing bolt or screw. Thus, the 8-meter dia drills hole are screwed tightly. So basically, this is the plan, or the this is the figure of the sheet, AC sheet. So basically, it is the bitumen washer should be provided under the GI flat and flat washer. The we have to consider some points as well while using the AC sheets as a roof covering. So purling spacing and the length should not be examined to ensure the proper overhang at the eaves and labs. The sheet should be laid with the smooth side upward and the end mark top pointing toward ridge. End lap of at least 150 should be ensured. Side lap varies from 50 to 120 is normally specified in terms of the corrugation. It should be at least a half corrugation. Then the holes mixing bolts should never be punched but drilled. The diameter of hole should be only 3 more than the bolt. The sheets be mitered or cut properly where 4 sheets meet a lap. So these are the some points which we have to taken care. So this is the AC sheet. Then next is the GI sheet. So basically GI sheets is the iron corrugated sheet are manufactured in the size of 1.2 meter wide and 1.6 meter long. So these sheets makes the iron rust proof. The sheets are fixed to steel purlin with J bolts and the washer. They are durable, fireproof, lightweight, and no need to maintenance. They are commonly used as a covering material for waterhouse, godown, shades, and etc. So if we are comparing GI sheets versus AC sheets, so basically GI sheets are thin and AC sheets are not as thin as a GI sheets. GI sheets are lightweight. AC sheets are slightly heavier. GI sheets are unbreakable and easy to handle. AC sheets are chance of breaking cannot be ruled out. GI sheets chance to corrosion cannot be ruled out, and AC sheet has no problem of corrosion. GI sheets has more noisy if something falls over them. AC sheets are less noisy. GI sheets are low fire resistant. AC sheets are good fire resistance. GI sheets are low resistance to acid. AC sheets are more resistance to acid. GI sheets are high initial cost and AC sheets are less initial. So these are the some differences between the GI and the AC sheets. So next is the lightweight proofing. So basically the wide span industrial structure, it has desirable to reduce the weight of the roof so that the structural framing can be economical. The lightweight roofing material are two types. First this sheeting and another one is the decking. So in the sheeting, aluminum sheets and AC sheets that we already discussed, and decking wood wool and the straw wool and aluminum oil and the steel decking. So this is the wood wool. It is the made of the wood fiber interwoven together and cement bonded under the pressure in the mold. It has good sound absorbent and the thermal properties as well. So this is the wood wool cement board. You can see this type of images. This is the straw board. So the advantages of steel structures over the timber stresses. So these are the some basic advantage given here. So this section compromising of a steel trusses are readily available in the required dimension, resulting in the minimum wastage of material. Steel trusses are light in the weight and can be fabricated in any shape depending upon the structural and architectural requirement. Steel trusses are stronger and more rigid in the comparison to the timber trusses. The members are equally strong in the tension as well as in the compression. Steel trusses can be used over the any span, while the timber trusses are suitably only up to the 15-meter span. So steel trusses are fireproof, terminate proof. As we already discussed that some advantages of the steel trusses over the timber trusses. So next is the flat proof. So this is the second type of roof, that is the flat roof. So basically flat roof, though almost horizontal, have a slight slope not more than 10 degree in order to drain rainwater. All types of upper story floors can serve as a flat roof. The tops of these roofs are treated with waterproofing courses or material. Though flat roofs are common in areas of moderate rainfall, they are now being constructed even in the high rainfall areas as reliable waterproofing technique are available. So these are some advantages of the flat roof. So the roof can be used as a terrace for recreational activities. Then the roof can be converted into the floor by adding another story at the larger stage. Flat roofs are suitable for any shape of building. Overhead water tanks and other services can be installed easily on the flat roof. Then it is easy to make these roofs fireproof. Flat roofs have a better insulation property as well. Then they are require less area of roofing material than the pitch roof. They are more stable against the high winds. Flat roofs are proved to be overall economic. The construction of upper floors can be easily done over a flat roof if so required in future as well. So basically, some disadvantages have also there. They cannot cover the large column free areas. Their dead weight is large. They are subjected to higher snow loads in areas of snowfall. They are prone to leakage in latter stage due to the development of crack, which require costly treatment. The initial cost of construction is high. Construction of these roofs is consuming. And then the flat roofs expose the entire building to the weather agencies, while the projecting the elements of pitch roof provide the some protection to the building. The self weight of flat roof is very high due to the size of beam, column, foundation, and other structural member are heavy. They are unsuitable at the places of heavy rainfall. They are highly unsuitable for hilly areas or other areas where there is heavy rainfall. So this is the one topic which I have add, that is the green roof. So green roof looks something like this, as you can see in the figure as well. So green roof looks like this. So what are the green roofs? So, a green roof is a roof of a building that is a partially or completely covered with the vegetation and soil or a growing medium planted over a waterproofing member. It also included the additional layers such as a root barrier and drainage and irrigation system, also known as the vegetated roof covers, eco roofs, or nature roofs. Water quality by filtering, absorbing, and drainage rainfall. Green roofs are great for these things, great for the environment, and it looks very great and giving a very pleasant appearance as well. So, how green roofs are made? So, this is the green roof having a now some types: rooftop garden edge restraint, rooftop garden anchor, roof system component. So basically in the rooftop garden edge restraint, so basically a rooftop garden edge restraint that the support green roof media while allowing water to drain cleanly under paver system or pedestal tabs where no internal drains are present, and allow water to scupper while holding back media aggregate while serving as an independent border. And then next is the rooftop garden anchor. So basically rooftop anchor provided an efficient and economical way to secure the blanket component, while the conventional tiles required the patience and the manual of labors, the innovation of GRS rooftop anchor. So basically this is a very innovative technique. So this is the rooftop component, how it looks, that the filter fabric, moisture retains mats, root barriers, drainage components, inspection chamber, separation fabric, media, wind, erosion blanket, plants, bio trace, green roof solution has all of your rooftop garden and green roof system component. So this is the one case study which I have added here, that the green roof, how it looks and how it made actually. So the negotiate with the building owner to the retrofit selection of the roof. Roof needed to be replaced, environmental benefits, conduct the structural engineer analysis to make sure building structure could hold weight of the saturated soil. The existing ballast roof like stone was about the same weight as the green roof planted with the six type of sedum. So basically first is the insulation layer. So how it made, actually how can we make the green roof? So first is the insulation layer, refuse the styrofoam insulation that was on the roof. Then second is the water barrier. We have to check water barrier is the most important part of the roof, and it is installed the same way as for the standard roof. There will be no leaks. And then next is the waterproof testing. We have to testing it. It is either it is percolated or not. So we have to store 2 inch of water on the roof for the 48 hours to test the barriers. Then next is the next fourth step is the root barrier. Root barrier is thick plastic and preventing roots from the penetrating the waterproof layer. Then fifth step is the water retention. So the root barrier sealing and the water retention layer. Water retention layer stores water in the small cups for use by the plants after the rain event. So we have to check water retention as well. Then after that, this for soil placement. After doing all the 5 steps, we have to place soil. So install the filter fabric beneath soil, so not to clog water retention layer, specially engineered highly in organic soil, very little humus with the high water absorbent capacity we have to use. Then we have to provide the soil layer. Spread soil consists of depth up to the 3 inch. Then after that, the wind barrier. Cover soil with the photodegradable wind barrier to prevent the wind erosion. Next is the planting the roof. Plant through the wind barrier with the CDM low-lying hardy water retaining plants that thrives in the harsh environment. And then select the several varieties based on the blooming color and etc. So how it looks after planting completed, how it looks in 2003. After 1 year of planting, how it looks in 2004, and how it looks in the 2005. So it gives a very pleasant look as well. So last term is the float plate roof and the shell roof. So basically, folded plate roof may be considered as a slab with the number of folds. These roofs are also known as the hip plate, prismatic shell, and the by providing the fold, the bending moment and the shear force are reduced considerably in the plate, and plot of the load is transferred by the member compression, as you can see in the figure as well. So shell roof may be considered as a curved roof in which the thickness of a small as compared to the other dimension. In this type of roof, a lot of load is transferred by membrane compression instead of bending. Concrete being a good resistance to membrane compression rather than the bending. This type of roof may be built to cover the large areas free from columns. Caves have a natural shade roof, and examination of place of worship built in India, Europe, Islamic countries. So in all the countries. So basically, if we are comparing shale roof and the conventional roof, so basically shale roof have a number of advantages. They are considered good from the aesthetic point of view. Less material in the required in the shale roof. Form work can be removed earlier. Large column free areas can be covered. After that, the shale roof having some disadvantages also, that their top surface is curved, and hence the advantages of terrace is lost. Formwork is costly in shale roof. Analysis of shale roof is completed. Then these are the some advantages of the folded plate roof or the shale roof. So this is all about the roof. See you soon in the next lecture. Thank you.